before the sold-out arenas, before the MVP trophies, before the championships, before fans across the Philippines began chanting his name. There was a young boy growing up in Cebu, surrounded by a family that would shape not only his future but also his character. Because while the world sees June Mar Fajardo as a basketball giant, the people closest to him know a different story. A story about family, a story about sacrifice, a story about love, hard work, and humility. And perhaps the most remarkable thing about June Mar isn't his height or his achievements. It's the fact that despite becoming one of the most celebrated athletes in Philippine history, he has never forgotten the people who helped him get there. A family built on hard work. The Fajardo family was never defined by wealth or privilege. They were defined by perseverance. Like many Filipino families, they understood the importance of sacrifice and resilience. Every day brought responsibilities. Every day required effort. And every day offered lessons that would eventually help shape one of basketball's greatest stars. Growing up, June Mar learned that success wasn't something handed to you. It was something earned. The values he carried into adulthood, discipline, humility, respect, and determination, were first taught inside his family home. Long before coaches taught him basketball fundamentals, his family taught him life fundamentals. And those lessons proved even more valuable. Mariano Fajardo, the father who showed him what real strength looks like. At the heart of the family stood his father, Mariano Fajardo. Mariano wasn't famous. He wasn't wealthy. He wasn't a sports star. But he became one of the most important influences in June Mar's life. As a father, Mariano understood the challenges of providing for a family. Like countless hard-working parents, he spent years making sacrifices so his children could have opportunities he never had. Young June Mar watched all of this. He watched the dedication. He watched the responsibility. He watched the perseverance. Without realizing it, he was learning lessons that would eventually define his career. Many people think strength comes from physical power. But Mariano taught his son a different definition. Strength means showing up every day. Strength means fulfilling your responsibilities. Strength means continuing forward even when life becomes difficult. Years later, when June Mar battled injuries, criticism, and enormous expectations, those lessons became invaluable. The toughness that fans admire today wasn't developed in a gym. It was developed through the example set by his father, Marites Fajardo, the heart of the family. If Mariano provided strength, June Mar's mother, Marites Fajardo, provided balance. She became one of the most influential figures in shaping the man behind the athlete. Marites was more than a mother. She was a teacher, a mentor, a guide, and often, the voice reminding her children of what truly mattered. As June Mar's basketball talent began attracting attention, she ensured that success never overshadowed character. Many young athletes become consumed by recognition. Some begin believing their own hype. But Marites continually emphasized humility. She reminded her son to stay respectful, to remain grateful, to treat people kindly regardless of status. These values became deeply embedded in June Mar's personality. Even after becoming a national icon, he remained known as one of the most humble athletes in the country. Teammates often describe him as approachable. Fans frequently praise his kindness. Reporters consistently note his respectful demeanor. Much of that can be traced back to the guidance of his mother. She helped create not just a great athlete, but a good man. Growing up different. From an early age, June Mar stood out physically. His extraordinary height made him impossible to miss. While other children blended into crowds, he often towered over classmates. People constantly commented on his size. Strangers noticed him. Neighbors talked about him. Teachers remembered him. Yet despite all the attention, his family worked hard to ensure he remained grounded. They didn't allow his height to make him feel superior. They didn't allow special treatment to change his attitude. Instead, they encouraged humility and hard work. That environment helped him develop confidence without arrogance. A rare combination that would later become one of his defining characteristics. The role of his siblings. One of the most interesting aspects of June Mar's personal life is how private he has remained regarding his siblings. Unlike many public figures who regularly share family details, he has chosen to keep much of this part of his life away from media attention. As a result, extensive public information about his brothers and sisters is limited. What is clear, however, is that he grew up in a supportive family environment. His siblings shared in the family's experiences. They witnessed the challenges, they celebrated the victories, and they were present long before the spotlight arrived. Imagine watching your brother transform from a local basketball player into a national sports icon. Imagine seeing him on television. Seeing fans ask for photographs. Watching arenas fill with people eager to see him play. For his siblings, this transformation happened gradually. They didn't first meet an MVP. They first knew a brother. A family member. Someone who shared meals, conversations, and everyday moments. That perspective often helps keep successful people grounded. Because no matter how famous someone becomes, family remembers who they were before the fame. Family support during his basketball journey. Every athlete faces moments of doubt. Every career includes obstacles. June Mar's journey was no exception. There were difficult practices, tough losses, injuries, pressure, and enormous expectations. During these moments, family support became crucial. The people who believed in him before anyone else continued believing in him when challenges appeared. Their encouragement provided stability during uncertain times. While fans often focus on game-winning performances and championship celebrations, the quieter moments are equally important. The phone calls, the advice, the encouragement, the reassurance. Those moments often come from family. And they can make all the difference. Staying humble despite success. Perhaps the most impressive thing about June Mar Fajardo's relationship with his family is how it helped him remain grounded. Success changes many people. Fame changes many people. Money changes many people. Yet throughout his career, June Mar has maintained a reputation for humility. He rarely seeks attention. He avoids unnecessary controversy. He speaks respectfully about others. He continues to show gratitude for the people who helped him succeed. These qualities don't happen by accident. They are usually learned early in life. And in June Mar's case, they were reinforced by his family. The values his parents taught him never disappeared, even as his trophy collection grew larger and larger. The family legacy behind the basketball legacy. When people discuss June Mar Fajardo, they often mention MVP awards, championships, records, dominance, historic achievements. But behind every one of those accomplishments stands a family story. A father who modeled perseverance. A mother who taught humility. Siblings who shared the journey. A household that valued character as much as success. Without that foundation, the basketball achievements might never have happened. Because greatness is rarely built alone. It is usually built by countless people whose contributions happen away from cameras and headlines. The story of June Mar Fajardo's parents and siblings is not merely a background chapter in his life. It is the foundation of everything he became. His father taught him strength. His mother taught him humility. His family taught him gratitude. And those lessons helped transform a tall boy from Cebu into one of the most respected athletes in Philippine history. When fans look at June Mar Fajardo, they see a giant. But behind that giant stands something even bigger. A family's love, a family's sacrifice, and a family's unwavering belief in a young boy who dared to dream. Because long before he became the Kraken, he was simply a son, a brother, and a proud member of the Fajardo family.